Hello and welcome back. We are doing a Netter Sims 4 video where we will be talking about current topics. I got a request to do another video. So I figured today, going with a current subject that's very much active right now, is equality. Now, specifically right now, there seems to be a problem with gender equality. But this is more of a problem than just gender. Because really, this has been brewing for years. When it comes down to it, it's down to people being biased. Now, I'm one that promotes people to be true to yourself. So, in general, I do not have a problem with how you see yourself. You know? So, something new. Good. So this is how I'm seeing it. So there's a lot of stuff going on about gender equality, what you can do with your body, what you can't do with your body. The rights, can a woman earn just as much as a man? Can a man do a woman's job? Can a woman do a man's job? And really, when it comes down to it, it just sounds like people's complaining because it's really very simple. Okay, on the subject, of women wanting to get paid just as much of a man, are you willing to do the work? Yes, you should be paid for it. There should be no reason that if you're doing the exact same job as a man, you should not get paid the exact same wage and treated as equally, and vice versa. Because most style influencers are women. Why can't a man do that? So, but it goes further than this. People are so caught up with, being misidentified. Which I really think that is kind of a petty topic for these days. Instead of worrying about, identifying people correctly, I would say it would be more appropriate to take away the labels. And this spans more than just gender. I'm talking about stereotypic, what's the word I'm thinking? Stereotypic behaviors that are associated with certain races or faiths or, or practices, Yeah, and, it's very easy for me to say that, okay, don't be a bigot, But allow me to elaborate. So, first, you have to realize that if you're going to put a label on yourself and you get backlash for it, that's you. That is your opinion. You are entitled to it. Just because you have an opinion does not mean it's right. People are allowed to have their opinion. The thing to do is to respect everybody's opinion. Like me. I truly don't care what sex you are, what race, I do find there's problems, yes, but that's mostly problems that they make themselves. Because a lot of times I find that, certain races are known for stereotypical behaviors such as drinking tequila because they're a certain race. Now, that is a very unfair opinion to have of someone. But then some people would go so far as condone it, saying that they have to do it because they are that race. When it comes down to it, you need to think about this. You don't want them to treat you a certain way? Don't act like it. You know? And this seems like nobody really knows what they want. You know, like, I'd much rather that instead of we putting all these stereotypes on people, you know, let's take all the gender, all the religious, all the races. Let's put it down to one simple word. Humanity. We are humans. And that's the end of it. You know, let's take away all the stereotypic, the bias, you know, and stuff. And think about people as a human, something equal, something worthy. Because actually, you know, quite a few people look extremely down on people because of a belief or their race. You know, yeah, there is consequences to having certain beliefs. But I find people are not that open-minded. For example, like, I'm trying to get a job. I haven't got one yet. You know, so I've been volunteering. Now, I've been trying to volunteer wherever I can. I've tried volunteering with certain religious churches. And I find that they're either not willing to allow me to help them because I'm not of their religion, or they're okay with it, but then they don't let up on you to, you know, they want you to convert. When it comes down to it, you know, why does it matter what my religion is, or if I even have any? Why not just accept the help and be grateful? Now, I understand it's kind of hard, you know. And the same thing, okay, if you truly like something that is considered stereotypical, say, I really don't want to be specific, but a certain darker skin race that is supposed to be associated with liking fried chicken and watermelons and grape juice. Now, if you actually like those and you're not associating it with, you know, because you are of that race, you have to be into this, that's fine. That's fine. You know, you don't need to make an excuse. Everybody thinks they need to have a rebuke on when someone asks, you know, oops, fire. Oh, this is going great. Put it out. Oh, shit. Fire department. Well, I see where this is going. Oh, now it goes off after she sets on fire. Hope she doesn't die. Why don't you move? Move! Wow, they're slow like the real fires. Wow, this was a good start. Oh. Come on, dude, put it out! My whole house is gonna burn down. Let me look at my notes. So, okay. for me, like a very common stereotype that is considered kind of universal is, let's see here. Let me see if I can think of a good example. Hmm. Offhand, let me look at my notes.
Nigelna. Nigelna.
Well, okay, there's also that. It is my firm opinion that we were actually a better humanity back when we didn't have these problems. You know, yes, there was our own problems back in the 70s and 80s, but it wasn't because of something universally a problem. I did something wrong with my door. I don't know what I did. You know, because that's the thing. Okay, like COVID. Okay, that's a universal problem. I get it. You know, maybe not so much of a problem anymore, depending on who you talk to. But you know, there's a lot more serious stuff out there than what gender, race, or religion you are seen as. For example, in Japan, people are held up to such a high standard. Oh, I forgot the door, didn't I? Standard that when you're not useful anymore, they just kind of abandon you. It's there's multiple examples of this. One has to do with old people. Because usually what happens is that as you get older, you become less functional. You know, kind of like in, you know, even in America. And what happens? You wind up being put somewhere where you won't be a problem. You know? Well, what's happening is people are, well, they're dying and nobody was there to check on them. You know, which is very sad. You know, I don't know. I'm not that age. But I know I want to feel loved. You know? You know, and then there's, especially lately, I know this is a depressing subject. So, another example is there's a very high standard, and this is not just a Japanese problem, I'll admit. But
Snurse. Joyba Snurse. Ugh.
even these days, people are held up on such a high standard of what they're supposed to be. You know? Because, you know, proper example, women are supposed to be the mothers, the caregivers. Men are supposed to be the breadwinners. Yeah, which is not true. You know, and then when you don't achieve those certain goals, you are looked down on, which is wrong. You know? Now, in Japan, this is especially a problem. You know? There's some people that they, for some reason, did not achieve what they were expected to do.
Or Schwabi Frong
I need to find her. She's bored. You know? And they wind up going into a depressive state where they pretty much isolate themselves in their room. She needs something to do. I'm a little limited on money, so that's why I haven't got any toys for her or something. Let's do sports. Oop. But yeah, they wind up isolating themselves, and I've seen documentaries of people that have isolated themselves for 2 years straight, feeling that they are a failure to society. And I've actually had that term used on me. I've had people, me trying to express my concern about failing at something that could possibly earn me money, being referred to as stop being a failure to society. You know, suck it up, kind of thing. That's not nurturing, you know. I guess I didn't think I should do some. What's the time? Oh, let's see here. No, let's have her work too. Well, wait, no, she's a child, so. Okay, I didn't think of that. Well, it's too late. I already got the main character. No, I totally forgot their names. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Boyar. So I already got Boyar a job. How much? 6,000. Okay, I can work with this. Well, actually, this is a great example. So if I completely wanted to, I could quit the character's job. You know, Boyar. I could quit his job and have him be the caregiver. There is nothing wrong with that. And a lot of times I find people are not willing to do what is necessary. Because, okay, think about it. Let's say you both have a job, but you wind up having a kid. Now, obviously, unless you can afford a 24-hour nanny, someone's going to have to stay home. So I've seen occasions where the person that makes the more money keeps their job and the other one quits and either just solely does what normally a woman would do. I've seen men do this, you know, or they also find something they can do to earn money at home. Now, this is what I call situational awareness. Okay, yes, does the man necessarily want to do this? Probably not. Especially depending on how he's grown up. You know, he's might have been told his whole life, you know, this is not what a man does. You know. Such as that popular belief men don't cry. You know, suck it up. You know, quit being a pussy. You know, I've heard it all. You know. You know, but people have trouble doing what's right. Now, do something because it's right does not mean you have to like it. You know? Oh, look, they put a plate on my floor. Where is she? Oh. Oh, I forgot the... So... He's a little tense, but that should be fine. What's the time? 19 hours. Okay, let's put this food away. You know, let me check my notes. Because right now, I think the biggest problem is that we don't accurately communicate with people. You know, because really, you know, some will argue that the introduction of the like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube has made us more together. I would argue the difference, though. You know, yes, you may still be talking to people. In some circumstances, no. Oh, what? Who made fruitcake? You know, in my case, yeah, I don't really have people I can talk to. You know, I would like it. I'm a social butterfly. If we can find a topic that we can relate with. I can't just walk up to someone and start a conversation. I'm not sure why. Just, I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way somehow. I don't know. Alright, let's...
You threw a shibao.
What does she want?
Believe it, shorts it.
Did I put a bookshelf in here? You know what? That can be easily fixed. Hold on. You know. Because the thing is, like... people aren't really allowed to express themselves. You know? Because maybe it's not necessarily you feeling like you're being misjudged or stereotyped, but people just won't listen to you, you know? Because that's really my situation. Okay, yes, I have issues. ADHD, autism, depression, whatever, you know? But I also am empathetic, which means I can feel people's emotions. Now, I've had to learn throughout my life that not everything follows a logic. Quite a few years ago, when I lived in another house, for the whole time I was living there, random stuff would just be stolen from me. I knew who it was because I wasn't up, you know. But it's, you know, for the longest time, I had this thought in my mind. Because they're doing something to me, I had to have done something to them. Which, you know, it took me a long time, but it's not true, unfortunately. You know, that's how people are these days. It's really sad, actually. You know? Because really, you know, I'm the type of person that, like, okay, if you need something, just ask me. You know, yeah, I have a good reason for it, but, you know. Oh, look, I missed the wall. I'll fix that sometime. You know, because, you come up and ask me, you know, for money, you know, you're my friend or something, you know. I'm not just gonna give it to you for the fuck of it, you know. Now, if there's a actual reason why you can't pay your phone bill, and it's like a legit reason, other than you spent too much money on something you didn't need, and now you're kind of in the shits for it, that's not a good reason, you know. So I'm very open, you know. You know. You know, I'm open to learning about people, different religions, and stuff. You know, a lot of people think I'm atheist. No, I'm agnostic. So what that means is I believe something's out there, but I believe it's quite unfair and even wrong to put it down or to one deity, god, idol, thing, or even to consider that only one is there for you. Yes, I have better, you know, understanding of, you know, physical things, but that's part of my autism and stuff. You know, I love nature. You know, and you know, even though I'm not in shape, I'm not against, you know, going camping or hiking or fishing or anything. I just want to do it with a purpose. I have trouble doing things for the hell of it, you know? So how much time he's got? This is taking too long. I'm gonna speed it up. Okay, what's she doing? I need to get her a learning book is what I need. She's hungry too, so stop that. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. You know, because I would like to see people treat everybody equally. Forget your difference. Why not make everybody unique? Because really, you know, okay, like certain sects out there, you know, religions, faiths, um, countries would have you believe in a kind of like a cookie cutter person, a certain person that you're supposed to take inspiration
Oh,
from. And there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration because you can literally take inspiration from anything.
Ben
I get inspired by what I watch. I watch Harry Potter. I start playing Harry Potter games. I buy Harry Potter stuff. It's the same thing with Marvel or Star Wars. You know? That's called being inspired. Gramophone. Gramophones are expensive. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, that's extra. I didn't see that. You know. Why? How do I get her uncomfortable? You know, because I would like to see people be universal. You know, why don't we just, like, instead of trying to pick at everybody's differences, or, you know, I don't know. Uniqueness can be good and bad. So, you know, I try to be very nice to people. I try to. Especially recently with the med change I have had, I am honestly finding myself easily irritated. You know, and I'm willing to fully admit that. Are you guys going? What the hell now? I always have this problem. Okay, why'd she stop? What'd I do wrong?
Zongso. Befete.
What'd I do? I always have this, and they don't tell you if there's a problem ahead of time. Alright, what's the problem here? Should be plenty of room to get around. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh wait. No? I bet it's that. I have nowhere to move this though. Maybe here, let's try this. Okay, let's try that and see if that'll work. But yeah, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. You know, honestly, I just want to be treated normal. You know, small differences like, you know, being kind and, you know, and being grateful. People are really ungrateful these days, it seems. You know, they always have to find a reason that their life is not good enough instead of just being happy for what they have, you know? You know, I'll admit I have this problem too. You know, I'm by far not perfect. And, you know, I do sometimes get really down, and especially recently. But I would like to see the light in everyone. You know, for example, just recently, you know, a lot of people don't understand the idea of doing something without receiving or expecting anything in return. You know, honestly, you know, when I volunteer, I'm not expecting to get paid. you know, and I would totally expect them not to want me to help if I was trying to get them to pay me. I would totally expect it. Because ultimately, me getting a job is not about me being paid. It's about me getting out and doing something, achieving something, maybe learning something. How long is this going to be a problem? 9 hours. Good God. Tense. Popo.
Boo!
Okay. Alright, what's your problem? So, recently, not naming any names, I had a conversation with someone, and they were having trouble understanding why I would do something if I'm not going to do it, in his eyes, the correct way. For examples, okay. Yes, I may be relatively good at games, but when it comes down to it, I really don't want to be the best. That is so much pressure. You know, why not just strive to be the best you can be? Like me, okay. It's possible for me to get all the kills in Call of Duty. It's possible. If I try really hard. But in the end of things, it really means nothing. What have you achieved? If people do send you a friend request, it's because of an expectation that you're gonna keep up this illusion they have about you. Why did he stop eating? What's going on? Yeah, you can't go. Well, if you're not gonna eat, put it away. Gee. And people are so, skittish about meeting new people. I'll admit it too. I don't play shooting games to prove anything. I have nothing to prove. I play them because I like them. I'm trying to get in shape, but I don't want to, get buff or anything or start doing competitions or anything like that. And some people have trouble understanding that. They're like, why do it then if you're not going to go all the way? I'm doing it for myself. If I get buff, in the process, okay, that's good. And so people are like, oh, you meet chicks, you meet, other people. And it's like, you mean I'm gonna meet people because I'm buff? If they're only wanting to hang around me because of a certain thing about me, that's not a good relationship to have with people. It's just like, if you're in a relationship with a girl and she's strictly there because she likes the sex and that's like the only connecting thing you have, that's not a good relationship. So it's about finding the middle ground, because I try to think about it in real life. I'm playing Call of Duty. Now, in real life, Call of Duty is obviously a very bad example. Because there's nobody in the team that's gonna just kind of single himself out and go kill everybody. When it's 4 hours. And snipers don't just stay in one spot and kill people, 30 people in a row. After sniping, they take 1 to 2 shots and then they ditch. So the kind, and that has brought it kind of like a negative towards actual military army snipers, that they're somehow cheap. which is not right. You know, it takes a lot of skill to be an actual sniper and stuff. I need to find her something to do. You know? You know, what a good, I don't know. No, that's a bad example. Let me look. But yes, you know, I'd rather have someone like me, or want to be around me, or find me valuable. I'm not going to say useful because it has the word use in it, which can imply using. But valuable. There's something in a person that you like having around you, that you can do with each other. You know? You know, I'll admit, I'm very skittish of new people. You know, especially, you know, in the generation I grew up in, people tend to use people. There seems to be this kind of like thing to get anywhere in life that you have to use people. Which, in some situations, I can see where they're going with that, but I'm not. I really don't agree with that. Because you shouldn't want to be around someone because they can provide you something, give you something. You know? Oh, he's got to go to the bathroom. You know? Well, and just like okay, for example, here's a really good example. So, social stereotypes. Here's the thing. So, even these days, it's a little different from when I was in like junior high school. But back when I was in high school and stuff, you had the women would look at the fashion magazines, and the fashion magazines would tell you this is what a real woman looks like, so you need to buy this and stuff. And you know, there would be girls like screaming and yelling at their parents to buy Banana Republic jeans. What was that, like a $200 pair of jeans? They're even expensive these days. You know, and men had similar ones. They would look up to athletes, or in some cases weightlifters, or bodybuilders, or in some case actors, you know, as kind of like, this is what a man is, and it doesn't help that we often have what's called inherent programming. This is what this is, and most of the time you don't even realize that you have it. It's kind of like having a habit, but you don't know you have it. Okay, so depending on what era you grew up in, you might have had a family where men are the breadwinners and women are the caregivers. Now, when you've grown up to that being factor, when it is challenged, you're not going to like it. You know? You know? Because really, I don't see why anybody can't do what someone else is doing if they try hard enough. You know? I'm one to kind of like, yeah, okay, so I'm not exactly adamant about that. And honestly, I don't know why. I get motivated to do stuff, and then I kind of lose my motivation and never touch it again. I know damn well that if I worked hard enough, I could get off Social Security, make this channel work, But I'm worried about relying on it.
Jimmy Nobel.
Some people may not understand this concept,
And
but
Fabi
imagine that
Ebony Ishkawan.
because things happen and you can't control it. This is what's called fate. A lot of people worry about stuff that they can't control. So, so let's say, okay, I start promoting my channel. It's $100 minimum. I think you can promote up to 3 months with that $100. And then YouTube says that you'll get approximately so and so many subscribers and stuff. And then you start getting ad revenue and stuff. You can make better videos. What if all of a sudden that stopped for some reason? What if, say I move out of here, I get my own house, my own studio, I have my own entire gaming setup, and the place burns down for some reason, and I don't have the money to replace that stuff? I could wind up on the street. I could wind up doing, taking out money I can't pay back. Yeah, this is a little paranoid, but, I don't know, for some reason, I'm just not willing to take chances on an unknown outcome. And originally, like I've said before, I didn't start making this channel because I wanted to make money. It's just like the job. I'm not trying to get a job because I want money. I want to feel more fulfilled in my life. I see this as a way of leaving a digital legacy. Getting my views out. People say that I have a unique perspective on stuff. And they say, maybe you should make videos about it. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. This is me attempting to possibly better my life. Actually, it would be super cool that through me just making better content, that I became a popular YouTuber. Oop, 1 minute. Okay, so I need to find her something to do. Why, they're gone. Put away. Let's look at her skill tree. Well, in The Sims, you don't really have a lot of requirement. Oh, I just realized that's the wrong camera. So, maybe, instead of taking a chance of her getting bored, let's get her a hobby. We have a little bit of money. Nowhere to put it, it'll have to go outside, but then again, this is not real life, so we don't have to worry about anything getting destroyed outside in the weather. But yeah, like, for example, like Halloween's coming. Now, I really like Halloween better than every other holiday. And there's actually a specific reason. It's a fun holiday. Because, darn it, I don't know about you, but in general, I've never seen someone have like a terrible Halloween. Now Thanksgiving, Christmas, oh yes, I've seen that. Especially on holidays where you are supposed to be thankful. And you wind up not being. No, I'm not saying I wasn't thankful. What the hell? I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted. Because with me being empathetic, I can tell when someone's being frustrated, So in like a previous house I lived in, there's like 12 people in the house. The old lady of the house is trying to make Thanksgiving dinner. She's been doing this for like 4 hours straight. Probably has another 2 left. You know, so I tried to offer help, but since she already got turned down by 3 other people she asked, or they said they would help but didn't ditch, when it got to me, she's just kind of like, well, fuck off, you know. And all I did was ask her if I could help, you know. But then again, that's where it goes back to doing what's right. You know, you want help with stuff, you offer help with stuff. You know, and see, that's just kindness, you know. No, and I'm not saying it's required. You know, so Halloween, it's a very playful holiday, and I like that. I like spooky stuff, you know, and stuff. And I always try to have the best Halloween I can. Now, I'm already relatively new to this house. I've only been here 2 years. I was down at the Eder house for like 5 years, so I think I've been here like a total of 7 or 8 years. Let's speed this up. Oh, he's gonna need a shower. You know, and you know, I figured out quite quickly that I wouldn't be allowed to do as much for Halloween this year. You know, one, because honestly, me trying to spend my money wisely just hasn't gone well. Yeah, I'm just not good at it, to be honest. You know, I'm not gonna make an excuse. I have no reason to lie about it. I honestly don't know why. Because I make these plans, but then somehow I just never follow through with them. Or I get a craving because, you know, I like sugar, you know, caffeine, alcohol, which I'm trying to stay away from. Because I know they're not good, especially with my mental problems. Having alcohol in my system can sometimes involve emotional breakdowns, you know. You know, which is a bit of a sensitive subject for me, you know. And for some reason, I just can't do what's right. Because really, there's no reason I need alcohol, or caffeine, or sugar for that matter. Now, granted, you can't really get away from sugar, because it's literally in everything. She a fitness buff? Yeah, maybe have her do some fitness. Go ahead. You know. Well, and that's actually a good example. For me, getting fit. Now, I understand through no fault of my own. Energy juice. Cool. I have trouble exercising. Supposedly it's because I was born with bad joints, and then, you know, years of, you know, not eating properly has permanently, like, stunted my metabolism, supposedly. And then with my asthma, I have trouble doing cardio, which would really help. I only can run for maybe 200 feet, you know, before I start get really painful chest compressions. You know, I want to get in better shape, but I don't want to buff out. You know, well, I know if I put enough dedication into it, I could buff out. And quite a few people have, you know, made a joke of looking like, you know, Batista or Arnold Schwarzenegger if I actually committed to it. But honestly, I don't want to look that way. You know? You know? But that's where it comes to having something to look forward to every day. I can't express this enough. Be grateful with what you have. Don't require people to make you happy or bring you happiness. Find happiness in yourself. For me, okay, yes, I have a PS4. I have a TV. You know, yes, it's kind of hard to make videos in this situation, but at least I can do it. And guess what? It's free. You know, yeah, I pay my rent and utilities. And in a way, you can say, yes, me playing games is costing me in a way. But it's not costing me any extra. You know? So that's a positive, you know? Because when you think about it, the biggest positive moodlet you can give yourself is that things could always be worse. And if you think your life is bad, here's a little food for thought. There's always someone out there who has it worse. Always. And there always will be. Maybe not just yet, but eventually. You know? But yeah, I feel that we need to find a happy medium where it's no longer about. Oh, I just realized I doubled that. No longer about. Oh no. What sect you are, what race, what religion, who you are. Everybody needs to treat each other equally, how they would want to be treated. You know. I would think that if people would do that, it'd be much easier for people to get along if you forget your differences. I just got done watching some support court where it's pretty much people arguing over their differences and getting children involved in the middle of it. Now, for the life of me, me personally, I think marriage should be permanent. If you're willing to go that far, you have to accept the consequences. And that's a big thing. Like, people are not willing to accept their consequences. Quite a few people I know are narcissists. And what that means is, no matter what happens, it is never their fault. They will always turn around on you. This person pressured you into doing something that you would not normally do. And then when you feel bad about it, they're like, oh, I didn't tell you to do it. You did that on your own. It's the power of suggestion. I can't emphasize how much the power of suggestion is strong. Faith would not exist if it was not for the power of suggestion. I don't have any confirmed stories, but supposedly there is a study that was done out there where they had people with diabetes. They had two groups. One, which they gave an actual diabetic pill to, and then one was a placebo, a water pill or something like that. And supposedly what happened is, because they believed it would help them with their diabetes, it did. The power of the mind is amazing. If you believe you can do it enough, you can. Alright, let's see where her grades are. Oh yeah. She gotta do homework. She has a few hours. Stop. There we go. Okay. Do homework. How much food do we have left over? No, not you. Whatever. One. Yeah, we need to make more food. So, I guess Where is he?
Agranol.
Where is he?
Wanjini
Oh, he's not
Honda,
even back from work.
Ibu
Okay. You know. For example, I've studied with the, played with the concept of basing a religion completely around the belief that crystals can heal you. And it's very plausible, by the way. You know. Now, I could get into a much more specific topic about this. It's referred to as Stockholm Syndrome, but that would involve a whole nother video for me explain the theory and the mindset of... It's basically brainwashing is what it is. And believe it or not, there is a lot more brainwashing going on in this day and age than you realize.
Oh.
It's
Cute.
really sad that people feel they have to do that, But not to go on a depressing subject, Who's this? Who's Winston?
Oh.
That looks like a...
Ito.
Okay, no. But, that's for another video, I would say. What mainly, I guess we can take from this is that we just need to be nicer to people, Because really, when it comes down to it, think of it as an open
Watanabe.
opinion.
If it's out-
Always keep a positive mind. Always be open to other people's beliefs, religions, race. And be open to it, but don't judge. Don't be a bigot. Don't be biased. Because when it comes down to it, okay, you feel like you need to complain to this person or about this person, especially with what's currently going on, for those who know, in reality, it means nothing. And you're probably just wind up hurting yourself or people's opinion of yourself. Because honestly, I don't know about you, but I don't like people who complain a lot. There's someone down the street from me that every time I see them, that's exactly what they're doing. No. Which is unfortunate, I'm gonna put a quick cut right here. Anyway, I'm back. But yeah, Now, on a slight update, I am currently working on a series of doing, I probably already mentioned this, but like I've said before, I have a really bad memory. Why does he have to take a shower so damn often? That was weird. He took like a 2-second shower.
Room.
A series where I'm gonna be doing, yeah, it's been done before, but I want to do some in-depth documentary about maybe not so popular serial killers of Idaho. Some of them you're gonna know, like Ted Bundy. The one I'm gonna be doing is a woman referred to as Lady Bluebeard, aka Lydia Trueblood, or Lydia Flypaper. She was Idaho's, from my understanding, Idaho's first woman serial killer, and her particular method of killing was arsenic poisoning. I don't want to make it too boring, but I was thinking of doing first kind of like a documentary of it, and then like a on-site scene. Why is she... Go to the bathroom then. What now? Because apparently she was incarcerated up in the Idaho State Penitentiary, which is in Boise. So I was thinking that if I could get permission to do it, that I would do kind of like a haunted video, a paranormal investigation kind of thing, you know. Then her body and quite a few of the bodies of some of her victims are actually buried here where I live. So I was also thinking of doing a kind of like on-site investigation, you know, showing you where the bodies are, you know, kind of regurgitating information I already told you, so you can relate it more to, you know, seeing a physical object. I don't know, I'm thinking of it. It will take a while because, of course, you know, if I want to go to the
Goonies.
Idaho State
Kelsey.
Penitentiary, I have to save up
Napa.
for it, and you know, and someone has to take me up there. Unfortunately, with my situation. But yeah, why are they up? Yeah, he needs to go to bed. Where's the other one? Go to bed.
Beneath Flurba.
Stop talking.
Surf.
Go to bed.
Zumbaska North Surf.
But I think, yes. But yeah, you know, basically what I'm getting down to is these particular opinions, stereotypes, and whatnot are not gender, race specific. You know, you know, well, it's just like, you know, you don't have to be Spanish to be a matador. You could totally be any race to do that. You know. But, you know, that would be like a really good start if people would stay away from the stereotypes that certain genders, races, religions have to act a specific way. That would be a giant leap for people to get to know themselves and others better. You know, I understand some of it's not your fault. But then again, there's actually a term, and it actually is not just dedicated to flat earthers. It's used as a kind of a universal term these days for people who are stuck in their ways and not willing to accept or even try to occupy the opinion of something different. It's called flat earthers, but it's referring to, you know, ignorance and believing in a set opinion without, you know, well, like I said, entertaining the concept that maybe you're wrong or maybe there's a way to improve it. You know, some people are so set that this is the only way to do it correctly and everybody else is wrong. You know, even though there's like obvious ways, you know, if you look it up, you know, to do it better or do it different. Is it necessarily better for you? No. Maybe yes. But you won't know unless you try out. You know, I really want to like get into something new. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily gonna like it, but it's the idea of trying. Always be willing to try something new, at least once. You know? But always be precautious, you know? Protect yourself. Why does she keep doing that? Take it. What the hell is she doing? This is weird. Eat. Why is she up at 2 a.m.? But yeah, I don't want to go on too much about this. I think the next video I'm going to do during a Sims playthrough is going to be about people being treated equally. Well, all living things being treated equally. Some of you may not know exactly what I'm talking about, but I've noticed that this kind of goes with the gender equality, but I'm more referring to all living things. That some things are seen as less valuable. But that's once again for another subject, another time. Why is she up so early? She really needs to go back to bed. Sorry I didn't get much gameplay done. It's probably best not to expect too much from these gameplay. This is, I think you'd rather watch me, play kind of leisurely game of Sims rather than just seeing me talk. But I understand if you guys don't appreciate my opinion. After all, change does not happen overnight.
Kenza.
But why is that? Stop. No, not. God damn it. Stop. Don't eat that. I'm just fucking doing this. I really hate it. It's just so simple or to just drag it to the trash myself. What is this? I don't care. There. Yeah, you're uncomfortable. We'll deal with that in good time. Make some food. I guess that doesn't really matter. I want to start a garden, but that's gonna be for another video. I'll try to get more done next time. I do apologize. But anyway, feel free to leave comments. Like I said, I do value your opinion. And I'll try to answer any questions you have as best as I can. But once again, it's going to be based off my opinion. So, you've been warned, But, I think that's good for today. So, yes. Anyway, as usual, like, subscribe, and have a good day.